Amara first met Ton on one of those humid campus nights when the lights came back after hours of darkness. The hum of the generator had just died, and the bulbs flickered awake, bathing the reading hall in that soft yellow glow only Nipa could bless people with. He was sitting quietly at the corner table, his face half lit, eyes calm in a way that made her curious. When their eyes met, it felt like the kind of pause you get when the world holds its breath for a second. He wasn't loud like most of the guys she knew. His words were measured, his smile shy. They started talking over shared snacks and late-night jokes. And before long, he became part of her routine, her reason to stay longer after prep. There was something mysterious about him though. He only ever appeared at night. During the day, his phone was always off. When she asked, he would grin and say, "The sun and I don't get along much." It sounded playful, but there was a sadness in his eyes she couldn't name. Her friends teased her endlessly. "Your vampire boyfriend," they'd say, laughing. Amara would roll her eyes and laugh along, but deep down, she couldn't shake the strange feeling that they might be right about something. Weeks passed, and she fell for him harder than she planned to. They would walk together under the moonlight, his hand always cool against hers, his voice soft like a lullaby. Sometimes when Nipa flickered, she noticed his face blur for a moment, like a shadow moving through smoke. But when the light steadied, he'd be normal again. She told herself it was just her imagination. One afternoon, curiosity got the better of her. She decided to surprise him. She went to the hostel he once mentioned, but nobody knew him there. Room to room, she asked, described his smile, his bracelets, even his laugh, but all she got were blank stares. That evening, when she told him about it, he simply smiled. "Maybe you were looking in the wrong place," he said quietly. And that was it. No explanation, no anger, just that haunting come again. Then came the night everything changed. They were sitting by the old mango tree behind the hostel, talking about the future. The wind was soft, the moon shy behind the clouds. Then suddenly, darkness. Nipa struck again. The silence that followed felt heavy. "Turned," she called, laughing nervously. "Don't joke with me, oh." No reply. Only the sound of the wind rustling the leaves. She turned on her phone flashlight, but it flickered, refusing to stay on. In the faint glow, she saw something, too faint, glowing eyes staring right at her. Not bright like torchlight, but soft, sorrowful, almost human. Her heart froze. And then, power returned. The area lit up. Turned was gone. She didn't see him for days. Her messages went unanswered. People told her to move on. But she couldn't shake the memory of those eyes. That night, when she finally drifted into sleep, she dreamt of him standing by her bed whispering, "Find me before dawn." The next morning, she went to the administrative block. Something inside her needed answers. She asked about any student named Ton who matched his description. The clerk frowned, searched a little, then looked up. "We had one Ton," he said slowly, "but he died 5 years ago, in a hostel fire." Nipa took light that night. Amara felt the ground shift beneath her. Every strange thing he'd ever said began to make sense. The cold hands. The disappearing act. The darkness. He was never really here. That evening, she went to the old, burnt hostel. The walls were black and silent, a graveyard of memories. Inside one of the rooms, she found a half-burnt photograph, a smiling Ton, alive and happy. Behind the frame, faint handwriting read, "If the light goes off, I'll find my way home." Tears streamed down her face as she whispered his name. That night, she sat by the mango tree again, waiting. When Nipa took light, she didn't run this time. "Turned," she whispered. A familiar voice floated through the darkness. You found me. Her heart trembled. Why me? Because you saw me, he said, not as what I became, but as who I was. For a moment, the darkness glowed, not with fear, but with peace. She saw his smile one last time before the lights flickered back on. And he was gone. All that remained on the ground was his bracelet, cool and heavy in her palm. Since then, every time Nipper takes light, Amora lights a candle by her window. Her friends laugh, say it's for luck. She just smiles and says, it's for someone who hated the dark. Sometimes, when she looks out at the night, she thinks she sees him, a faint figure by the mango tree, watching quietly as the candle flickers. And whenever the light returns, she whispers softly into the air. Rest now, Tund.